Welcome back to the another session on business communication or correspondence. This is Dr.R.RAJKUMAR, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce Bank Management, St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science Autonomous, Cuddalore. Today, we are going to see about the essentials of a good business letter. What are the things we need to understand to have a better or best business letter. In the previous class, we've seen about the basics of business letter. What are the types of business letter? Now we are going to see about the essentials of a good business letter. First, correctness. Excuse me. First, correctness. Letter should contain a correct information. We should not give a fake information or miscorrect information in the letter. The facts and the figures should be mentioned clearly, and it should be ascertained from the source before you write the letter. The spelling mistakes should be corrected. There won't be any error in that. The way we communicate the letter to a position of the people should be stated correctly with respect, where the grammar and the punctuation should be done or neatly corrected in the letter for a standard usage. Everybody should understand what you have write. The information which you are given in this letter should be the fact and figure. It will give you more respect or more motivation or encouragement or the effective information about yourself and the personality which can improve with your letter. Completeness. We should not write a letter without understanding or without completing the information. Once you started to write a letter, you should have to give a complete source of information or what you are going to convey it. Enough time, take your time. Enough time and attention needs to be given to make the content complete in order to fulfill the intent of the letter. You can take time and you have to focus what you are writing, what are the uses of that, what are the things to be done, what you are going to state in that. For instance, if you are going to order a particular products in a manufacturing unit or a production company or a shop, you should write very clearly what are the things you need, what are the terms and conditions for the selling or buying the goods. So it should be stated there. For instance, if you are going to take any franchisee of a particular shop or a company, you need to write a letter to them stating that this and about yourself, about your personal informations, what are the things you need, where you are going to start the business, where it is going to be located, so how much amount you can invest it as a capital, what are the things to be purchased, everything should be included in that letter about the business. So it will create a very good response to the reader, those who are seeing your letter. So cool editing and comprehensive thinking can require for this purpose. You can enclose all the details or any proof to be attached with your letter. It will give more credibility to the readers by seeing this. So the completeness is very, very important. So correctness and completeness. Third one, clarity. You should write it very, very clearly. Clarity. The letter should be worded in a clear language, understandable language. More number of languages are available in the country, in the world, but you should be understand. Common language can be treated as English. So you can write it down and be free and what you are written in the letter should be read by everyone. By using your if you are going to write a letter, you can use a very, very simple language, simple and clear language. It can easily understandable to the reader. For date, example in America, they used to put the month in the first and the date and the year. So in our country, we can use it. You can put in the date first, month second, and year. So likewise, you should understand where we are going to send it. And even in some of the letters I have seen, they are mentioning the time of the letter it was written. So it is easily understand, and it is a more legal. Once you are going to write it down, it is legal document. You should understand it without as it is saying in the mouth, my word of mouth, you are discussing or saying like that. By mentioning the letter, it states that it provides a legal document. It can be referred at any time in the future. So what you should be clear and clarity. You should have a clarity or completeness for writing a letter. Long paragraph and uncommon words should be avoided, and dead phrases and foreign language words. Likewise, I said, you can use the commonly you can use it for a English language. It can be easy. It can be easily read by everyone. So we can avoid uncommon words, long paragraphs, dead phrases, and foreign language words, reduced in the clarity of a letter. It provides a more credibility and dignity about yourself, and your letter shows who you are, how you are. So you should be very conscious in writing a letter. It is the best to read and a lot of good letters from textbook or actual communication to see how meaning is made clearly. Once you are going to write a letter, if you have any doubt or any clarification, you should search somewhere in the Google search websites or somewhere in the textbook, or in the you can refer in some of the books, and you can state it down what it is. So it is very important. So whatever the thing is, you should understand the clarity, completeness and correctness is more important. Consciousness is brought into a letter in two levels. Matter what your content is, what you really content, what you are going to state, what you are going to tell the person, those who are reading the letter, what you are going to communicate, and what is the language you are using. So it's by giving unwanted information or unfamiliar information in and around about their product, you should tell, or you should write a letter directly what you are going through, what you want to communicate. That is what you can state it in the letter. Sometimes single line of acknowledgement or thanks is enough to make an entire letter. Some of the people who write, you are good, you are better, you've done these things to us, you can it is better to have this, like that. They can run around the bushes. Not like that. Simply state it. Just put a word, thank you, just congrats. Like that, simple words can make a very, very good phrase about you. As a language, you should understand not giving more number of expressions or made your letter more successful. By giving a simple word, it will provide very concise to your letter. Courtesy is to identify or what you are. So by giving a dear friend, dear sir, or you are sincerely, you are complimenting how we are. It shows how respect, what respect or how respect you are given to the particular person, those who are writing the letter. So how sincere, how true you are. Like this, you can courtesy in the letter to the receiver. It gives the receiver or the reader to give you a perspective about you. So what they have understand about you, how they are giving the respect to them, can be easily understood in your letter. Consideration, and next element essential of a good business letter. Consideration. You have to consider your attitude. You should not have your attitude in writing letter. You should be so humble. So you should give your letter, or you should use your words so favorable to the reader. So if you want to convince, or if you want to state something to them, or you want to do a favor to them, you should be so concerned. So you should understand what their mind is, what they are requiring through, what they are going through. If you are any conflict between you and the people, those who are the person who are reading the letter, you should be used so humbleness. So the words you use should be so humble, and it helps the reader to understand what you are going through, what is your mind. So like that, you have to use your word, your attitude, or better understood through examples or generate a positive response. So giving the positive words will definitely encourage the readers to have a definite growth. So it doesn't mean how we should not use a single word. For in this here it is mentioned your attitude. You should not repeatedly say that you, because by saying you it is automatically pointing out that the person is always doing something, or you are stating that they are wrong or something. So because the mind of the people will consider like that. Without using that you, we can use it as we are. That like that, if we use that phrase, the reader can understand we could like to have or compliment, or we can something like it is discussing, not about pinpointing or particularing about the thing. By rather that he can understand, or he or she can understand whether it is friendly discussion, what they are going through, what they were considering about what we are discussing can be easily understood here. Concreteness. A business letter has to avoid appropriate when statement when exact ones as given or as expected. So we should not point it out that you are wrong, you are always doing not like that. We should state it very clearly, and we should have a word. The complaint should not be phrased loss or in a loss scale or loss more than under, not like that. We should use what we are going to use. So everybody is not perfect, and you should not say concreteness while running the bushes. So what we are going to say factually. This is what we need. Give the letter with full facts and figures. That would help you also and the reader also to understand what the real problem is. So by not telling the things directly will affect more people relationship, or it will create some other problem with it. By avoiding those things, we can directly say that these are the things has happened, these were the loss was happened to me, these are the hours which I have left out. So by giving this, the thing can be understood very easily by the customers. Convincing power. By writing a letter, by having a letter, we should convince the people what we are expecting of. Every letter sells an idea is to extract all kinds of letter, what they are, what we are going to do, like that. So if you want to convince we have made a mistake, or we are going to pay some due to someone, it's our fault. By convincing it, we have to use a particular words or expressing, or we have to pledge, or we can please them by our letter. To have by having a appreciative letter, appreciative phrases in the beginning, and you can say what are the good things they have done to you. By providing these things, they can understand, they can calm down that what are the states you can going through, because nobody is perfect, and one has to benefit, and the receiver and the reasons why do having is important. So every relationship is important, we have to maintain this. So by convincing, the power is given in the language and or in the words. In this case, you should very very keen about what are the words, or what are the phrases, what are the language you used in the letter is very important, because it should not hurt others or the reader which is going to read that letter. So these are the essentials of a good business letter, which influences or which reacts the reader to have a pleasant things. So next we can see what are the layouts involved in a good business letter. Just an outline or a layout, it's a typing error. Layout, business letter only, there's no another layout word in the next. So we for better good business letter, we need to have a letterhead or a heading, who are, from where this letter is coming, like that. You need to mention the date, what's the date today, even you can give a time. So these are the things you can mention it inside address, salutation, body of the letter, compliment. Just we have discussed what are the things we are going to do, so what you are going to communicate, like that we can include it. include it by heading the letter to the from starting to end. We can mention all these things. This is the regular format of the good business letter, where the business and the communication between the buyer and the seller can be improved so effectively. In the overview, I can say that for a good business letter, you have to be so perfect. You have to be correctness, you have to be completeness. You can use simple language. It should be easily readable to everyone. For when you are for motivating or complimenting, you use good phrases. It will help the businessman and the sender and the receiver in a successful way. Thank you for listening. This is for now essentials of a good business letter. Thank you.